Exclusive inside scoop on the key India huddle. Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal both propose Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge for PM face. Seat sharing formula likely to be decided by December 31st. More opposition MPs suspended from the Parliament. 49 MPs suspended today, taking the total number to a historic 141 MPs suspended in total from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Prime Minister Modi condemns the opposition protests in the Parliament, claims the India allies siding with parliamentary breach accused. Prime Minister roars BJP will fill opposition's empty seats by 24. Suspended opposition MPs mock Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar outside the Parliament. Dhankar lashes out at the MPs, calling their mimicry as shameful and unacceptable. And a big boost for the Hindu side in the Gyanvapi dispute. Allahabad High Court rejects all pleas by the Muslim side, challenging the suit filed by Hindu worshippers. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to skip ED summons on December 21st in the Liquorgate probe, cites annual meditation retreat as the reason. Australian pacer Michelle Stark becomes the most expensive buy in IPL history. Kolkata Knight Riders pick Stark for a whopping 24.7 crore rupees. The second highest is Pat Cummins. All right, big news coming in right after the India bloc's fourth meeting that happened today in the national capital. Big development as the TMC not very happy with the Congress party. It appears that the TMC is upset over seat sharing formula that was discussed. Sources tell us the TMC wants things to pick up pace. Not happy with the current scenario, the way things are going and the pace with which it's moving. TMC says it's still unclear about a lot of details, especially about seat sharing in Bengal. In fact, here's what sources tell us. Mamata Banerjee is not happy that the Congress is yet to clear its position on seat sharing in Bengal in particular. Indrajit joining us from Bengal to give us the perspective on the developments there. Indrajit, Mamata Banerjee very keen on knowing what exactly is the seat sharing pact that the India bloc wants to draw out, particularly for her state of West Bengal. She hasn't got clarity as yet. Those sources tell us that by the 31st of December, seat sharing details will be out clear. But Mamata Banerjee is unhappy with the pace so far.
Well, that's right, Nabila. That is exactly what we are picking up from Trinamool Congress sources. Because remember, in the last two meetings, especially the one that took place in Bangalore and Mumbai, the Trinamool Congress has been harping on the fact that it is imperative that this India alliance fixes and finalizes the seat sharing agreement, because without which nothing will move forward. The Congress then had said that let's wait till the results of the 5 state elections which took place recently. Now that the elections are over and the results are out, the Trinamool Congress is continuously pointing the same fact that the pace at which developments with the Indian alliance vis-a-vis the Congress is moving, it's not satisfactory. There are barely few months left before the Lok Sabha elections, and we still don't know what is the status of the India alliance here in West Bengal, because that's what the concern area is. The Trinamool Congress is in power in West Bengal. They want an alliance with the Congress. Mamata Banerjee made it amply clear 2 days back before this meeting that she's open to an alliance with the Congress. But it is for the Congress to come out strong and decide as to what they do, because the Congress is an official alliance with the left parties here in West Bengal. And the Congress is still unclear. It seems they're confused is what the Trinamool Congress sources are telling us. And that's the reason why it seems that the Trinamool Congress leadership, in a sense, is not very happy right now.
Okay, well, fair enough, because Mamata Banerjee has been harping on the fact that the India bloc members need to decide on seat sharing as soon as possible, considering elections barely 6 months away and they've got to pick their candidates. Campaigns have to roll out, but yet no decision has been made so far. Thanks very much, Indrajit, for joining us. key India bloc meet that concludes today, the fourth meeting after 3 months that they've had in post the 5-state election. In fact, it concluded in the national capital with all the top leaders of most regional parties, at least 28 parties that attended. All the top leaders were present, and during the India bloc meeting, they were discussed, and the agenda as part of the meet was to discuss common blueprint for 2024 and the alternative vision to counter Prime Minister Modi. And as per sources exclusive to India Today, Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge's name has been proposed as Prime Minister's face in 24 Lok Sabha polls for the India bloc. It's a big development, as both Arvind Kejriwal as well as Mamata Banerjee, both of them have proposed Mallikarjun Kharge as the fit face to be the PM face for the India bloc. As per sources, one of the main focuses of this key meet that happened today is seat sharing formula, as expected to be revealed on December 31st. This is what our sources tell us, though Mallikarjun Kharge did not divulge details on by when seat sharing formula will be made clear. But our sources tell us by December 31st that this will be tabled, it will be presented, made public. Meanwhile, the seat sharing plan for states like Delhi and Punjab will be decided a little later. According to sources, India bloc will be beginning its campaign for 2024 Lok Sabha polls by the 30th of Jan.
हमने पहले सभी लोग जीत के आना है, जीत के लिए क्या करना उसके बारे में हम सोचे। कौन प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना ये बाद में की बात है। एमपीज अगर नहीं है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर की बात करके क्या फायदा है। तो इसीलिए हम पहले अपनी संख्या बढ़ाने के लिए एक होकर सभी लोग लड़ के हम मेजॉरिटी लाने की कोशिश करेंगे। और बीजेपी आज जो और मोदी जी बहुत इतना 1-2-3 इलेक्शन होने के बाद उनको तो इतना घमंड आया कि अब देश में मेरे सिवाय कोई नहीं बचेगा, या दुनिया में भी मैं एक ही लीडर हूँ, प्रचार करते हैं। तो हम पहले जीतने की कोशिश करेंगे और एक होकर जीतेंगे।
अच्छा रहा, अभी शुरू होगा, कैंपेन भी शुरू होगा, सीट शेयरिंग भी होगी, सब होगा।
कन्वीनर को लेकर सर कोई चुना गया? कन्वीनर को लेकर कोई बात हुई?
नहीं, अभी
इंडिया गठबंधन की बैठक हुई है जी, और सभी दल बहुत जल्दी टिकट बांट करके मैदान में जाने के लिए तैयार है।
सहमति बन गई।
बहुत जल्दी सीटें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगी और हम सब लोग जनता के बीच में दिखाई देंगे। जो मैंने पहले दिन से कहा, स्ट्रेटजी हमारी वही पीडीए रहेगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हराएंगे।
खाली मीटिंग में क्या कुछ हुई? मोटा मोटी मीटिंग हुई,
बहुत साफ साफ बात हुई।
एक मिनट मैडम,
सीट शेयरिंग, मास कॉन्टैक्ट प्रोग्राम 20 दिन के अंदर सब शुरू।
सर कन्वीनर बनाने को लेकर कोई बातचीत?
कोई बातचीत
कन्वीनर को लेकर
नहीं, कोई बातचीत।
सर सीट
बहुत
सर सीट
बहुत सक्सेसफुल।
सर सीट शेयरिंग रैली
सब 3 हफ्ते में सब डिसीजन
हो जाएगा।
All right, let's cut to Mosmi Singh, who's been at the venue where the India bloc meeting went by today. Mosmi, a quick word from you on what were the real fine details that were discussed. Of course, the top news that's come in and that's emerged, we've confirmed it, you've confirmed it. Mallikarjun Kharge has been backed by Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee to be the PM face for the India bloc. Apart from this big development, what were the other finer details that were discussed today?
Promise किया था।
Mosmi, if you can hear me.
Right, so the big takeaway was that Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal, as you said, mooted Mr. Kharge's name, and Kharge tried to put at least a comma to that, or not a complete full stop, saying we'll see when we win the elections and how many seats come. He also went on and elaborated that point in the press conference when that question was asked. But the other thing was that the Ayodhya issue also arose, Nabila, and it was deliberated that, with the inauguration of the temple, sentiments would be whipped up, and the alliance needs to be geared up for that, on that count as well. The other important point was that state-wise, Nasir bhai, state-wise, the members would go and try to build confidence amongst the people. Let's take it from Mr. Nasir, who was present right there during the meeting. And how do you respond to the fact that, Mr. Kharge is trying to put a full stop or a comma as far as, saying when we'll win, we'll see, as far as the PM candidature is concerned?
See,
that's the biggest takeaway, that you've got a name now.
See, earlier also when we had alliances, we never fought with one face. We never projected any prime ministerial candidate. This has happened in our party also, and this has happened when we fought in alliance also. This has happened in the state elections also. We are not projected a chief ministerial candidate. I don't know what actually happened there in the meeting, but then you people asked him a question in the press conference, and Kharge Sahab has made it very clear that our motto should be to win election, to get maximum number of seats, to defeat the incumbent government, then to decide who will lead, then to decide who will be minister, then to decide what should be taken up.
But that also underlines that Kharge is emerging as the most credible face in the alliance. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal also praised Mr. Kharge's experience and said he was a big Dalit leader. So coming from the I.N.D.I.A party chief, mooting for a Congress candidate, that means that he's turning out to be Mr. Reliable for all the alliance partners.
See, there's no doubt that Kharge Sahab is one of the senior most leaders in the alliance parties. He has had a 50 years of clean run in the elections electorally, and then he has successfully tried to keep all the political parties together. He is a very hard worker. He is very transparent, and he has an ideological leaning on which he is very firm. And
but the question is, Mr. Nasir, that others are also now believing, at least Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal believe in what the Congress believes about Mr. Kharge. So can you get all the other leaders?
See, the alliance can bond well, the alliance can gel well, only when the leaders of different political parties rely on each other, respect each other, believe in each other, have trust and faith in each other, and then move ahead. Only then the alliance can bind and gel well, and they can fight well.
The other big takeaway is that there's going to be a set timeline for the seat sharing. Any deadline set as far as state-wise, the formula is concerned?
See, I think state-wise alliances and seat sharing will be discussed at the state level. And if there is a need, then the national leadership will also intervene. Since it will be at the state level, it shouldn't take much time, because seat sharing discussion will happen at different levels in different states. So simultaneous seat sharing discussions will be on. So it shouldn't take much time to clinch it.
Also, Mr. Nasir, that you lost 3 assembly elections. There were leaders who said that had the Congress gone together, had there been a joint rally, the impact would have been different. How did the Congress party and the leaders take that?
See, I don't want to get into what was said, who said what, and against whom or in favor of whom. What is important is we fought a very good election. Our coordination was good. We raised political issues. We got more percentage of votes than Bharatiya Janata Party. We got 10 lakh more votes than BJP. We couldn't get governments in 3 states, but we had we got one government in one state where we were never in the government. The party which fought it very well, the cadres are still in upbeat mood because of the kind of votes and response we got from the people.
Right. All right. Well, we're cutting across to this big breaking news that's coming in. Sources tell us the TMC has proposed Congress should fight on nearly 300 seats, in which it is indirect fight with the BJP. Congress should support regional parties on the rest of the seats. This is a big news development coming in on seat sharing that was extensively discussed, we believe, as part of the India bloc meeting today in Delhi. Seat sharing, that finer details of it will be likely out by December 31st. Proposal by several parties, including the TMC and the JDU. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal has strongly backed Mamata Banerjee's proposal for Kharge as the Prime Minister's face for the India bloc, arguing the Dalit angle. Now, more on that, particularly around seat sharing, we believe that TMC has pushed for the Congress to fight on nearly 300 seats across India, which it is in direct competition with the BJP. The rest of it should be allowed for the regional parties to fight off. Let me cut across to Amit Bharadwaj more on that. Amit, this is a real big revelation coming in from the India bloc meeting, and as per our strong sources, if you could corroborate for us, TMC has said 300 seats the Congress should look at fighting, where it's in direct competition with the BJP. The rest, please cede ground for regional parties.
Yes, Nabila, that is the big takeaway that we have right now. Sources have confirmed me that a formula of 300 plus 253 was proposed in the meeting, and TMC, in fact, was the party which initially pushed, saying that, nearly 300 seats where the Congress party is in direct battle with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Those should be the seats where the Congress should field the candidates, and the rest of the 253 seats where the regional parties are strong, they should be the one fielding candidates, and Congress should be backing these India bloc candidates. So common candidate 300 plus 253 formula has been proposed. However, we should make a note that nothing has been decided yet because there are several other rounds of meeting which needs to be done, and hence the India alliance is in a stage where the seat sharing is being looked upon. That is the primary focus right now. There are different formulas that are being spoken about. For instance, we are also learning from our sources that someone from Shiva Sena did propose that states like Maharashtra, where the alliance is already in place, seat sharing for that particular state should be done immediately, maybe in Delhi itself, so that no more time is lost. Similarly,
is it likely,
JDU
as per our strong sources, is it likely by December 31st we could have some understanding on what the India bloc intends to do with seat sharing? Many of the states, they are facing off the same parties who they've now come into an alliance with. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to pull off the seat sharing deal smoothly by December 31st is what we're told.
Nabila, look, parties like Janata Dal United, Trinamool Congress, all these parties were saying that by December 31st, seat sharing formula should be, sorted out. JDU, TMC said December 31st, JDU wanted as soon as possible. So these are the targets that are being looked by the regional parties right now. But whether the India Alliance will be able to sort this out, the seat sharing formula, clearing that formula out by December 31st is to be seen, because this is really complicated to the extent that Mallikarjun Kharge in the press conference also said that there are states like Punjab and Delhi which will be taken up in the later stage. So there are several layers to this. States like Maharashtra, where the MV alliance is already there.
Well, it is complex, but we know that the India bloc has formed its alliance. Its first meeting happened in the month of June. So it's been quite a few months for them to have at least initiated that discussion itself on seat sharing. We know it's a tough task. They have gotten into it knowing very well that this is going to be complex and complicated, but you've got to speed up the process. Mamata Banerjee, we believe, is not very happy with the pace with which the meeting is going. No concrete decisions that have been made as yet, but wishing them the best. Thanks very much for joining us on that. Well, as we see here, India bloc's fourth meeting has concluded today. This is, in fact, right in the backdrop of nearly 141 MPs who were suspended from both houses of the Parliament, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, in a historic move. So this has been almost a calling card for all the members of different parties to unite for this very meeting. But I'm going to take you through exactly what happened in the Parliament today with an additional 46 MPs who were suspended, taking the total to 141 for the first time in history. Almost an opposition-less Parliament now that it stands for the winter session. All that and more in To The Point on the other side. Slipping into a short break. Stay with us.
Ready for an immersive journey into the heart of news, politics and insights that matter. Join India Today now on WhatsApp with the #1 election team as we gear up for the upcoming assembly elections. Scan the QR code.
Join India Today now on WhatsApp. Follow these steps. Open WhatsApp on your phone. Check for a new updates tab. select Find Channel and type India Today. After finding the channel, tap the Follow button.
This is how everyone pictures India's most wanted terrorist, Dawood Ibrahim. The only images that exist of a man who has evaded Indian justice for 3 decades. Until 1985, Dawood was one of the most infamous figures in India, but his photos were scarce. Everyone knew of Dawood, but no one knew what he looked like. Then came this famous Dawood moment, captured by India Today photographer Bhavan Singh in Sharjah in 1986. Dawood and his gang members in tow attending a cricket match between India and Pakistan. Realizing a man surrounded by bodyguards could be Dawood, India Today's Bhavan Singh prepared to take a photo. Just as he was about to click, Dawood's men stopped him. But Dawood signalled to them to allow the photo to be clicked. This image was the result. In 2015, a rare new image of Dawood Ibrahim emerged, providing the world with the first glimpse of the terrorist in over 2 decades. But now, amidst massive buzz over the status of Indian fugitive, you're probably wondering, what does 67-year-old Dawood Ibrahim looks like now? Well, India Today used artificial intelligence-enabled photo software to answer that question. What you're looking at are the results. Using the handful of public domain real-life images, here's how AI has imagined Dawood Ibrahim. The 3 phases of India's most wanted terrorist. How soon before we have a real picture of what he looks like now? With Rahul Gupta, Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
They want an opposition-mukt Lok Sabha, and presumably they'll do something similar in the Rajya Sabha. I think at this point, we have to really start, unfortunately, writing the obituaries for parliamentary democracy in India. The basic principle of parliamentary accountability has been violated by the Home Minister not coming to the House to, A, talk about what he's been telling the media outside, and secondly, to initiate a discussion, which would have been the right thing to do, neither of which has happened. Then when opposition protested that, demanding it, they were suspended. So today, in solidarity with my colleagues, I too joined the protest, and everybody, literally, who was present today has been suspended for the rest of the session, which means that they want to pass their bills without any discussion.
Some 257 dead. Mumbai descended into a nightmare on March 12, 1993. The orchestrator of these horrific bombings sought refuge in Pakistan. Operating from his ISI-protected mansion in Karachi's Tony Clifton neighborhood, with as many as 7 properties in the Pakistani port city, Now, unconfirmed reports emerging from Pakistan hint at a new development. India's wanted terror mastermind, Dawood Ibrahim, reportedly hospitalized in Karachi due to severe health complications. Speculations arise Dawood Ibrahim might have been poisoned. Reports also suggest internet shutdown in parts of Pakistan. Officially, Pakistan has always denied providing refuge to Dawood Ibrahim. Designated a global terrorist in October 2003, in June 2006, Dawood Ibrahim was named by the then US President as a foreign narcotics trafficker. Accused of smuggling narcotics from Afghanistan and Thailand to the US, Europe, the Middle East, Latin America and Africa. It's no surprise the Pakistani establishment remains silent on reports of Dawood Ibrahim's hospitalization. The shadows of the 1993 Mumbai bombings, however, linger over Pakistan until it breaks the silence on Dawood Ibrahim. Bureau Report, India Today.
Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com. हर फैमिली होगी इंश्योर्ड. टाटा सफारी, reclaim your life.
Thanks for watching To The Point. I'm Nabila. Jamal, let me take you through what happened in the Parliament today. A massive furor over suspension of opposition MPs. India bloc's strength in the Parliament has now dropped further as more MPs were suspended for unruly behaviour and disregarding the directions of the chair. A total of 141 opposition MPs have been suspended in both houses. In fact, we're seeing 45 MPs from the upper house and 95 MPs from the lower house. Now, there will not be an action for the remainder of the winter session. Here's all that transpired in the Parliament today.
But to mechanically suspend all of us, I guess that's the aim of the government, is to have an opposition-less parliament.
ये कौन सी परिभाषा में सरकार से सवाल पूछना संसद की मर्यादा भंग होती है?
It's clear they want an opposition-मुक्त लोक सभा.
क्या सोच के ये नया संसद बनाया जे इसको लोकतंत्र का कब्रिस्तान बनाना है?
Mass suspensions of opposition MPs galvanize anti-BJP parties. On Tuesday, 49 members of parliament from the opposition ranks faced suspension. A record 141 in this winter session alone. 95 MPs suspended from the Lok Sabha and 46 from the Rajya Sabha so far. The lawmakers demanded a statement from Home Minister I.N.D.I.A regarding last week's security breach. Their suspension attributed to alleged disruption of House proceedings. The opposition MPs held protest, chanting slogans and displaying placards against the Modi government.
Just 1 minute. Mr. Rai, you are a lawyer. I'm a son. You are a lawyer. I'm a son.
Filmed by Rahul Gandhi and other opposition MPs, a suspended TMC MP mimicked Rajya Sabha chair Jagdeep Dhankar in a mock session outside.
What understand? My spine is so straight.
The BJP responded swiftly. Labeling the act reckless and criticizing Rahul Gandhi for recording it, the Vice President and the Rajya Sabha chair, Jagdeep Dhankar, deemed it ridiculous and unacceptable. recent wave of suspensions was triggered by a vocal opposition demanding the Home Minister's statement on last week's intrusion. Some MPs carried placards including a morphed picture of the Prime Minister.
मेरा आग्रह है आपसे कि आप चर्चा करें, संवाद करें। ये तख्तियां लेकर सदन में मर्यादित आचरण नहीं है। ये क्या उचित है सदन में कि आसन तक नजदीक आप आ जाएं, आसन के ऊपर तक चल जाएं?
मोदी शाही मुर्दाबाद, मुर्दाबाद, मुर्दाबाद। मोदी शाही मुर्दाबाद।
Stepping out, the suspended MPs, joined by their colleagues, continued their protest on the Parliament compound. Hostilities between the ruling and the opposition camps escalate sharply ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, how's the opposition viewing it? They've been suspended. Did they see this coming? Was this deliberate protest? Priyanka Chaturvedi, MP Rajya Sabha of the Shiv Sena, joining us. Thanks very much for speaking to India Today, Priyanka. We also have Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Ami-Ben Yagnik, national spokesperson of the Congress. She's a suspended MP from the Rajya Sabha. Ami-Ben, thank you very much. I'm going to start with Priyanka Chaturvedi. A quick word from you, Priyanka. 141 MPs in an unprecedented move have been suspended from the Parliament. We've never seen this before. This is for the first time questions being raised on whether this was done deliberately by the opposition parties to come together as a united front right ahead of the India bloc meeting. Take us through your view on how you see this suspension.
I think the new parliament is creating new historical lows in parliamentary democracy. We have seen how over 141 MPs have been suspended just because they were seeking some accountability from the government. And such a crying shame. The person who organized the visitors' pass for these people who created mayhem inside the parliament is continuing to be in the parliament, Mr. Pratap Simha. It's such a shame that the Home Minister of this country refuses to be held accountable on the floor of the House or to even issue a statement on the floor of the House. Let me take you back to 22-year-old history when a parliament was attacked by terrorists. We did not allow them to enter. Our brave men who were part of the parliamentary security services did not allow them to enter, step inside the parliament building. They laid down their lives for it. But we had the Prime Minister step up and speak up. Unfortunately, both the character and commitment to the parliament is clearly missing. And we will continue to fight this.
But at least the BJP's response to the leaders, some of them that I spoke to, says this is not the way a parliament should function. This is a deliberate attempt to make this parliamentary proceeding a complete washout. This is heckling. There's no decorum followed. This is the punishment they get.
You know, I can clearly see even you're finding it difficult to frame the question, and the charges seem so ridiculous that it comes to the point of being hypocritical. Instead of being the temple of democracy, they've made it a temple of hypocrisy, where heckling is something we hear from the treasury benches all the time, every time an opposition MP stands up to speak. We also see disruptions coming from treasury benches many a times when we stand up to speak. And since when has it become, breach of privilege or wanting to, itching to suspend MPs just because we are going to the well of the House? I remember so clearly that Arun Jaitley ji at one point in time called this disruption as a disruption as part of democracy. And today that itself is unacceptable to this government. So it's a crying shame that they're merely using some excuses of, oh, they were in the well of the House, oh, they were disrupting, oh, they were heckling. Cannot become an excuse to disrupt or to suspend. The moot question is, which not just the opposition, the country should be asking the Home Minister and the Prime Minister, if we cannot keep our parliamentary building secure from an attack, how do we keep ourselves safe from anyone encroaching our borders? I think national security is of prime importance, and the question is not about us versus them. The question is about national security.
Priyanka, while the opposition leaders have been suspended en masse, we see that business in the House has still continued. Bills have been passed. In fact, today in the Lok Sabha, the Provisional Collection of Taxes Bill of 2023 has been passed in the Lok Sabha sans the opposition.
No, like I said, it is very dictatorial. And I would say we should shut down the cost of the parliament if this is the procedure moving forward. Let all the legislative business happen from the PMO. because there's only one person who decides which way the country is going and is not willing to take accountability of those consequences of such policies introduced, that might as well declare that this India is no longer a parliamentary democracy. It will be governed on the basis of dictatorship, and that the PMO will be conducting all the businesses, and the cabinet and the PMO will function in tandem, and they do not need the opposition. Nowhere in the history of the world which follow the process of parliamentary democracy would you see the Prime Minister and the Home Minister not holding themselves accountable on the floor of the House. We have the Home Minister coming and saying, oh, I'll go get Aksai Chin, oh, I'll go get POK. Yes, please go get Aksai Chin, get POK. But first answer these questions of how a security breach happened in the premises of the Parliament. And where did we go wrong?
But, you know, I'd still ask you if this is a deliberate attempt did you see this coming in the first place? There's a lot of talk that the opposition knew that they're going to be suspended. They created mayhem just like they did yesterday. So on day one, you had a whole bunch of MPs suspended. That behavior continued to today. Was this an attempt to deliberately create pandemonium on the floor of the House so that you get suspended and this becomes a point of unity, or rather help you unite right ahead of the India bloc meet? Was it a strategy?
I don't know whether to laugh or cry. That you all are mocking the entire parliamentary procedures. You don't have the ministers coming and taking responsibility for themselves and for what they're to be held accountable for. Nobody's asking the question of the Prime Minister or the Home Minister when they are, inviting them to news channels to discuss the parliamentary security while the Parliament is in session. Nobody who is taking interviews for print channels with the Prime Minister is asking him questions like, Deputy Speaker is supposedly responsible for parliamentary security system. And it is a responsibility, it comes under his responsibility. We don't have a deputy speaker for over 5 years now. I'm surprised nobody's asking the Prime Minister or Home Minister this question, even if they're choosing not to come to the Parliament and they are choosing these platforms to vent their opinions. The second question is, there have been over 40% vacancies in the Parliament, security services. Why has that not been filled? Last but not the least, parliamentary security comes under the domain of a joint secretary. No appointment has been made. Fourth question, why is Pratap Simha going absolutely unaccountable for the visitors pass he issued for these people? So the minute you'll ask the questions to that of the government, I'd be happy to answer the role of the opposition inside the Parliament.
All right. I'm going to take that question to Shazia Ilmi of the BJP. Shazia, if you can give us some clarity on the thought behind suspending 141 MPs, which is unprecedented, never heard or seen of in Indian history. And a question Priyanka Chaturvedi asks, you were quick, the Speaker was, and in the Ethics Committee was quick to expel Mahua Moitra. Here you have a parliamentary security breach, again, of national security concerns. But Pratap Simha still remains an MP. No action, he's not been summoned, no clarity on that.
Yes, I heard it all very carefully. I've been hearing it since the last 2 days. So I pretty much know what the questions would be. First of all, I would really like to thank the opposition for making Mr. Jaitley their guiding light and for quoting him. I wish they also quoted him on what he had to say about the role of Congress and what Congress has done to this country and on various issues. So they have picked up what Jaitley ji said, especially when the disruptions happened because of rampant corruption during UPA 2 time. When not just that, when there were no answers forthcoming, when India was being looted, right from Spectrum to coal, to 2G, to Commonwealth, to Augusta Westland, to Scorpion. And that is when these protests and these questions were asked from the then opposition benches, which was BJP. And it was in this light that Jaitley ji raised these questions. But I'm very happy to know that our leader, our beloved, wonderful late Jaitley ji, is the guiding light for the opposition. It's heartening to know. Secondly, and most importantly, whether it's Rafale or Pegasus or Manipur or even this, where no denial has been made of the fact that there'll be a full and a complete answer after a complete inquiry about what has transpired. But as a prefabricated, pre-rehearsed and predetermined plot to somehow counter BJP and the Treasury benches, they have all gotten together to just show...
Whatever may be the reason, Shazia Ilmi, do you believe that a draconian move, a draconian decision of such nature to suspend 141 MPs,
can I finish saying what I'm saying?
Suspension must be done sparingly.
I want to finish saying, thank you. I want to finish saying what I'm saying, because this was leading to that. You had unnecessarily wasted television time, and this back and forth. So I was just actually coming to that.
You can jump into the answer. Go on.
Yeah, thanks. So what the point I was making was that there is a reason why it's called a house. There's a rule book. I think everybody knows that. There is a rule number 373. There is a rule 374. And just when you say that never before has it happened, that so many MPs have been, have been asked to leave the parliament and have been expelled or suspended for a time period. Never before have we seen such unruly conduct and misbehavior, and that is the collective plan.
We've seen BJP leaders in the assembly of various states also acting in a similar fashion. When you have to raise a question, when you're in the opposition ruled states, it's not first of all, the well of the house is commonplace. It's natural for protesting or MLAs or MPs to raise slogans to come to the well of the house.
It is not normal to carry
it is a common sight, and we've seen BJP more often than not, even in opposition ruled states, doing the same in the assembly.
Nabila, I'm answering exactly that, So it is not normal. It is part of ignoble conduct, unruly conduct, and rowdy behavior, and behavior which is considered unparliamentary in nature, to heckle, to shout slogans, to jump into the well, to carry placards, to make sure that all the appeals...
So stay with us. I'm going to get Ami Ben, who is also a suspended MP herself from the Rajya Sabha. Ami Ben, a quick word from you. We heard you. A quick word from Ami Ben on what did you witness? Shazia Ilmi alleges that there was rowdy behavior, absolutely shameful to see opposition MPs raise slogans, disrupt proceedings. Ami Ben, if you could take it away, please. What did you witness in the House?
See, I think what is shameful is the conduct of what is happening by the ruling dispensation in this democracy system. Everyone is only demanding a statement from the Union Home Minister, and he has just to come to the House and make a statement about the act that happened by these intruders in the Lok Sabha. And they jumped from the gallery. Immediately it was found out that the pass was issued by a BJP MP, and it would have been very simple to come and make a statement by the Honorable Home Minister, and that is expected of him. That is the conduct of which speaks volumes. He did not come.
So but Ms. the investigation is still underway. There hasn't been a complete report of the investigation that's been tabled as yet. Do you believe it's fair for the Prime Minister or Home Minister to jump the gun, come and address the Parliament and speak about investigation that's ongoing?
Nobody has asked for any investigation statement or any inquiry statement of the result of the investigation. When an incident happens in the House and we are talking about democratic institution, democracy rules all the time. And we also gave a notice, several MPs gave notice as per the rule of conduct which was mentioned earlier. I think it is the onerous duty of the Home Minister to come and say to the House, address the House and say that yes, such a thing has happened, we are looking into it. But just not to come, not to step in the House at all and say, okay, file as many notices you want to file, do whatever you want to do, make as many requests you want to make. We went on requesting to the Honorable Chair that please hear us, please hear the LOP, please see that we are seeking only a statement from the Honorable Home Minister. Why does he not come to the House? You have seen earlier what has happened when the farm laws were bulldozed. We went on requesting the Honorable Prime Minister to come then and speak about it. Also, when the Manipur violence went on from May till date, not a single statement. We went on asking the Honorable Prime Minister, please come, please come. And when we say use the rules,
all right, so you
when we use the rules, please.
You asked the Prime Minister to address the House. That hasn't happened. You protested. You were suspended. Now, what next for the opposition? Can I ask you? There are questions being raised that this was a deliberate attempt of the opposition because they expected a suspension. You invited it only so that you can show unity for the India bloc meet.
I asked that. All the questions are for the BJP. I think it will be only fair if you give me more time, because Amiji is repeating what Priyanka just said. And considering it's a short program, I think we should give both sides equal chance.
You have a point to make. I'm also very short on time. With barely a minute, Shazia, please make your point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you had two people saying exactly the same thing.
I need to answer your question.
So it's pretty much like a copy-paste of the first speaker. So if you want to know the other side,
please get to the point. We're barely 30 seconds. You're wasting time. Please get to the point.
Yeah, so the fact of the matter is that when it came to Manipur, when the Home Minister was speaking, whose jurisdiction it actually was to speak on the matter, what was his demand and the zid and the stubbornness and the insistence? No, the Prime Minister will speak. And now when others, members in the House are saying, and Amit Shah is saying, yes, I will give an answer, I will come back, there has to be one insistence to make sure that whether the Home Minister or Prime Minister or all of Treasury benches must work according to the agenda set pre-decidedly by the opposition, only to ensure that no business is done. And yes, slogan shouting, sloganeering, holding placards, calling names, jumping on the benches, throwing mics, prancing around in the well is unruly conduct. That's why there is a 373 and 374. And imagine what they did with Jagdish Dhankarji. I mean, it was so shameful.
Yeah,
You're talking about democratic institutions. Imagine a constitutional post such as that of Jagdish Dhankar. What were the MPs doing? Look at this Mohabbat ki Dukaan fellow, Rahul Gandhi. How he was taking videos of a very pathetic, absolutely cringe-worthy behavior of the opposition party.
I'm sorry, we barely have time. This is the big breaking news, though, that we're cutting to right away as the India bloc meeting has just ended. We have some inside scoop coming in. Mallikarjun Kharge has been proposed as Prime Minister face for the India bloc by Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal. And sources tell us the moment Mallikarjun Kharge's name was proposed for Prime Ministerial candidate, Lalu Prasad, Nitish Kumar, both of them very angry over that name being proposed, walked out of the India bloc meeting a little early. This is the information that we have. Angered by the name of Mallikarjun Kharge being proposed at the India bloc meeting, Lalu Prasad and Nitish Yadav left the alliance meeting a little early, did not even attend the press conference that was addressed by Mallikarjun Kharge himself. It's also noteworthy that Lalu had given a statement in support of Nitish Kumar just a few days ago and had said that there is no challenge before Nitish Kumar. He's the tallest leader, most experienced, etc. So the moment Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal proposed Mallikarjun Kharge's name, you had leaders like Lalu Prasad Yadav and Nitish Kumar walking out a little early, did not attend that very meeting. Well, this is the latest information that we have, as we know that Mallikarjun Kharge now has been pushed by some of the parties to be leading the India bloc as the Prime Ministerial face, though he has said that he's not vying for any position. Let's win first, then let's talk about Prime Minister's post. These are words of Mallikarjun Kharge, and that's the inside scoop that we have for you. But that's it for now. Thanks very much, our panelists, Ami Ben, Shazia Ilmi and Priyanka Chaturvedi for joining us. Stay tuned. On the other side, Rahul Kanwal.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will skip the ED summons for the second time. The Delhi government has said that Kejriwal will leave for a 10-day Vipassana meditation course starting December 19th at an undisclosed location and will not be able to appear before ED on December 21st. The Aam Aadmi Party has rejected the liquor policy case as entirely baseless, claiming it is a witch hunt orchestrated by the Modi government. Kejriwal's party hinted that the Delhi Chief Minister may not comply with the ED summons, citing his scheduled Vipassana meditation. The BJP retaliated, accusing the Delhi Chief Minister of corruption.
अब इंसाफ का वक्त आ गया अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, आपकी इच्छा भी पूरी होने जा रही है। आप कहते थे ना मुझे देर में मुख्यमंत्री रहना, लालू जी की तरह आपकी बड़ी सोच थी बड़ी कि मुझे तो करप्ट बेईमान मुख्यमंत्री जेल में रह के काम करना है। अब आपको जेल जाने का मौका भी मिलेगा। हाँ, संविधान में आपको मुख्यमंत्री रहने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा, लालू जी की तरह 4 दिन तक रह पाएंगे, लेकिन दिल्ली के लोगों को इंसाफ मिलेगा और आपकी भी मनोकामना पूरी हो जाएगी।
This is the ED's second summon to Delhi Chief Minister in almost a month and a half. Earlier, Kejriwal ignored the summons for November 2nd. Instead, he travelled to Madhya Pradesh to address a public meeting on the same day. In a letter to the ED that time, he accused the agency of acting on behalf of the BJP. The ED is investigating the suspected money laundering aspect in the liquor policy case. 2 of the Delhi Chief Minister's closest lieutenants, Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh, have been in custody for months over allegations of money laundering linked to the alleged excise scam. Bureau Report, India Today.
मैं कहूँगी ये मीटिंग और भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाती है जिस तरीके से तानाशाही रवैया केंद्र सरकार ने अपनाया है। या तो वो हमें बता दें कि पार्लियामेंट की अब ज़रूरत ही नहीं है क्योंकि हम उसको सुरक्षा नहीं दे सकते और हमें ऑपोजिशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है। हम तानाशाही की तरीके से पीएमओ अब नया हेडक्वार्टर्स होगा जहाँ से सारा लेजिस्लेटिव बिजनेस होगा। इस तरीके से पावर का मिसयूज करना जनता के बीच लेकर जाना ज़रूरी है। जनता को बताना ज़रूरी है कि आज ही मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के साथ हो रहा है, कि उनके अधिकारों का हनन हो रहा है, कल आप सभी के साथ होगा।
It's an alliance of a few parties who are just interested to save themselves for the corruption that they have done. And Adir Babu is trying to say that, he will not come to terms with Rahul Gandhi's decision that, they will be in support or in alliance with TMC in the Lok Sabha vote. These are all theatrics and all natak. They are all together. Natak, they do natak that, we are against TMC's corruption, but inside they are all together.
सदन की मर्यादाओं को मत तोड़ें। नो।
Massive sloganeering, placards and ruckus. Politics peaks over Parliament's security breach. With just 5 days left for the winter session, uproar continued in the Lok Sabha on Monday. The opposition persisted with its demand for a statement by Home Minister Amit Shah. More opposition MPs were suspended from Lok Sabha, raising the total number of MPs barred from Parliament to 92.
Item number 7.
While the opposition is up in arms, the government made an appeal to let the House function.
Practically